Hey guys, Games here again. This is going to be what if Naruto was born as a demon king. Now, I'm going to release another what if, basically with some abilities, but for Luffy. And Luffy's going to be born the king of the gods. So yeah. Now, the reference I'll be taking for powers happens to be from the Devil's a Part-Timer. I'll be taking references from either like Mao or Emmy, or Lucifer, or Alba, or Gabriel. Yeah, many other characters. I think Ashin is even in here a little bit too, but maybe, who knows. So yeah, the only thing about Naruto is that, well, he did the reincarnation of Mao, but, well, this is a few years, like maybe even centuries into his life after the whole human thing. He adopted a few abilities of other people and made them his own. Like Emmy, she has a sacred sword, and not going to summon just a giant sword besides his demon sword. So yeah. So he adopts all those skills of his friends, and there's really a lot more peace between demons and everything else. Eventually, Mao to Mao fall, either illness, age, whatever. And Mao would reincarnate into Naruto, making him, well, the reincarnation of the Demon King. Or he'd be born as a Demon King. So, yeah. Now, I couldn't find like a picture of Naruto with horns, so, yeah. So, I couldn't find a picture of Naruto with horns, but Naruto would not be born with them, but his hair would spike up like horns. So, yeah. Well, the picture of Naruto with horns I could find aren't really able to be edited, so... Well, they are, but it's insanely hard for what little I can do. So, yeah. But, yeah. Naruto as a kid would have insane IQ, as his intelligence is already surpassing Naruto and Itachi by leagues and miles. Point where, like, his first week into the academy, he's already ranking at the top of the kids who are going to graduate soon. And give him another week and he graduated. So yeah, so Naruto just graduated at the age roughly about 4 years old. But he doesn't think Naruto's too young to even get a headband, so he puts Naruto out of the academy, but tells Naruto when the rest of his current class will graduate, he'll be getting a headband with them, but until then, he can do like random D ranks, like helping out the villagers. But he'll start that for another 3 years. So yeah. So we go on again, basically, just to around, I would say, well, to Naruto just exploring Konoha a bit, kind of having fun. So yeah. Now, hold up real quick. So Naruto currently will kind of run around Konoha having fun for a bit, as he doesn't have to go to the academy or anything. Instead, he heads to the forest to train his abilities. And who he sees two other guys training being Shisui and Itachi. They start their training as he just charges up basically a giant energy blast firing out of his palm, and it completely just obliterates a whole acre of trees. Itachi and Shisui wonder what this is, and Naruto didn't notice them there. But they approach Naruto, actually wonder how he did that, and he says, oh, he's charged up all this chakra into some kind of beam and fired it. As Naruto's energy and chakra combined, like demon energy or magical energy and chakra combined, and kind of made an unlimited source of power for Naruto. Even the Nine Tails is baffled by Naruto's amount of power, as he thinks Naruto, even as a kid, could probably contend his full power. Because it's only half of his power, Naruto could probably beat him even if he's only 4 years old. So yeah. So with this, we go into basically just Naruto getting to know Itachi and Shisui throughout the next few months. When Naruto's 5 years old, he would walk into the Uchiha compound and everyone would question who he is, and even like some Uchiha guards would grab Naruto by like, the collar of his shirt. Shisui and Itachi watch from the shadows as Sugaku would question if they invited Naruto here, knowing he'd get beat up. And Shisui says, no, we invited him here knowing the police would get beat up. Which means Fugaku suddenly looks in front of Naruto as the Uchiha police are at his feet, completely battered, blood and bruised, even with some of them having their Sharingan activated and they're at 3 Tomoe, but they're still beaten up by Naruto. He would just smirk, saying they're too slow, and they can't compare to his physical strength. He ran over to Itachi and Shisui, as Shisui would run, picking Naruto up, saying, alright, let's go. Naruto goes Shisui's back as they disappear, and, well, Hiruzen hears that Naruto had joined Itachi and Shisui's whole friend group. And with Naruto being around them and him being as strong as he is, even in Itachi's words that Naruto may be stronger than him already, well, they're able to do actually C and B rank missions as long as they don't lose sight of Naruto. In fact, if they're going to do anything, you have him stay in the middle of them at all times, and maybe even have clones out or have your Sharingan active at all times. Just make sure he's always protected, because he's so young to be doing some of the stuff that they do. So yeah. So with this, we go forward another year. Naruto has his headband now, and he's even doing Anbu missions with Itachi and Shisui. One of the missions happens to be assassinating a man named Mukai Koinata. He happens to be selling off basically his Konoha secrets, and, well, he's doing it for the better of his family. Danzo would have them do this mission and told them that they can bring Naruto if they want. as he gave the mission to both of them this time, as if he gained a pretty big reputation, especially with Naruto. Naruto went inside the compound for the mission, as Shisui already told Naruto that they're bringing him, but Fugaku's kind of like begging Itachi, like, let me go with you. But Shisui says that they're bringing Naruto instead. Fugaku immediately asks, what's the difference between me and him? Itachi says the difference between you and Naruto is that he's stronger than me and Shisui combined. He's already beaten us both numerous times. Which would amaze Fugaku completely. With this, she tells Danzo what Shisui had said, and actually wants to go spy on them. Danzo's actually intrigued by this too, as they would go on the mission. And originally, Itachi and Shisui get the hell beat out of them. But this time, well, when Naruto was there, he actually would ambush Mukai, and they actually do wonder if Naruto's truly stronger than him, he would make such a reckless motion. But then Naruto ends up basically appearing behind him as a clone. Not as a clone. The real Naruto appeared behind him as a clone that poofed away. The clone poofed into basically an amount of chakra, which actually sends Mukai to the ground. Naruto has a giant ball of energy behind him. This ball of energy will transform into a fireball that he holds in his palm. Usually will launch off with the sword card and lightning, and Itachi would launch off with basically just fire with a water style jutsu that would completely engulf Mukai's body. They all end their attacks, and basically leads to a giant steam cloud, and Mukai's body is completely obliterated. There's barely any of it left. But Mukai's last words were, "Please don't let this affect my family." So yeah, no one heard this, but Mukai did, as Naruto just nodded. No, they didn't hear it. No one saw it besides Mukai, as Naruto just nodded, and Mukai was killed in that split second. And they were shocked that they could move that fast to act on such a skilled Byakugan user. He's stronger than mostly Hyuga, maybe even Hiyashi. But yeah, now go forward to a whole another year, and Naruto has been recruited into the Root. They don't know how he could handle a fireball or how he can handle natures. As Naruto's demon or magical energy was molded basically into the elements, Naruto can use them like he's the Avatar, but doesn't need as many motions. He can wield natures by pushing a hand forward and shoot a fireball, a gust of wind, a blast of water. He can kind of do anything without needing to use hand seals, like it's magic. So yeah, or if he wants to enhance the power of whatever he's going to use, he can use one-handed hand seals. Two hands is honestly completely unnecessary. It doesn't really add anything to benefit, but the other hand is where he would usually wield a mallet, a scythe, or a sword. But to keep it normal, he actually wields more or less a much larger kunai. It's kind of what it was, what he usually wielded. So yeah. And eventually, when Naruto was 7 years old, Itachi and Shisui, Naruto had been hanging out with Shisui, and Itachi's aide even told him about the coup. And Naruto even grew closer to Sasuke and Fugaku and Mikoto by this time. Probably some of the Uchiha police knew him and even greeted him with either hellos, warm welcomes, or anything else. But eventually it leads on to basically Naruto was hanging out with Itachi until Naruto felt something was off. Itachi actually asked what do you think was off, and Naruto even told Itachi that he can sense where Shishui's going to, but there's too much people there to be just a regular meeting. And there are people in the Root. He knows this. He's in the Root currently. Itachi is as well, but Itachi's not as involved as Naruto is. He says he can name them as he just names Yoji Aburame and a few others. Yeah, sorry about that. But with this, immediately Itachi says that Yoji is one of those more skilled Aburame. He even wields bugs that most Aburame don't, that are poisonous. With this, Naruto immediately says he can move faster than Itachi can, and faster than Shisui, even at the pace he's going right now. Itachi would nod, as Naruto disappeared running past Shisui so fast that Shisui didn't even realize it. But Naruto appeared in front of Yoji, cutting his throat so fast that Danzo didn't even see it. But Naruto disappeared with Yoji's body so fast that no one saw Yoji disappear. Yoji was hiding in the tree line. So with this, when Naruto disappeared, Yoji did as well. And Yoji appeared right in front of Itachi, with his throat bleeding, and Itachi only basically used genjutsu on him, and it made him pass out. Then Naruto had thrown him off the cliff, and Yoji just died. All of his bugs were affected. If they had Yoji chakra within them, they were all affected, including the bug that's supposed to poison Shisui. But because Yoji died and the chakra was cut off, so did the bugs. So the one that's about to poison Shisui, that was left behind in the trees, had died as well. With this, Shisui's alive for most of the conversation between Danzo. When Danzo tried to tear out Shisui's eyes, Shisui grabbed him and disappeared, which Danzo was shocked by. He should be poisoned already. The Anbu members then tried to attack Shisui as a group, but suddenly, the Anbu stopped attacking. Shisui looked surprised, as then sees Naruto with a kunai drove deep into someone's head, and Itachi with his sword covered in blood, as he stared down Danzo. Danzo would ask what these brats are doing here, but Naruto says he sensed Yoji, so he felt something was off. Yoji isn't on missions unless Danzo tells him to, or Yoji doesn't do much until Danzo gives him a mission. This is either a top secret assassination mission on Shisui, or Danzo has a weird way of spying on people. especially because Yoji's bug was in the forest. As you'll notice, Naruto will hold up the most poisonous bug that I already have access to. That is more common. The more common poisonous bug, even though it's very rare. It's more common to be unlocked. Shisui would recognize the bug immediately. As Naruto studies his clan abilities, honestly, just so he can beat any clan member he wants to. He studied the Sharingan to the point where Itachi and Shisui don't work on him anymore. Hell, even Kodomatsu Kami doesn't work on Naruto. So with this, immediately Danzo attacked Naruto first off. With how fast Naruto moves, he tore out Danzo's eye so quickly that Danzo didn't even know what happened. In second place, just like how Shisui was supposed to be. As Naruto just refilled the bug with chakra, stuck it in Danzo's arm. Danzo can't even move, as his chakra levels are basically just frozen. Shisui would be in front of him, and shove a kunai right into his heart. He twists it, and Danzo can barely use Izanagi. As soon as that Izanagi was closed and he appeared somewhere else, his arm was then cut off by Itachi. Itachi then says he knows the chakra coming from that arm. Naruto pointed it out hours ago. Or years ago, actually. Then, with Danzo being on his knees with his arm missing and his eye obviously missing, Naruto actually would tear his own eye, putting the eye in his face, and the eye would immediately begin evolving. To the point where it evolved to an EMS. Just wondering how, Naruto's magic and chakra are so dense and just different, to the point where they're very similar to an Otsutsuki. With this chakra being very similar to an Otsutsuki, but greater, the Sharingan began evolving rapidly. Point where it almost became a Rinnegan. So yeah. But Naruto's body isn't quite ready for that, so his body just adapted, and chose the closest thing to a Rinnegan being an EMS. So yeah. So Naruto was smirking as his eye went back to normal, and Itachi and Shisui shocked that Naruto's body can actually handle having a Mangekyo Sharingan. Let alone one that has a much different pattern. Naruto says, it can't be an eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. It's like a transplant to do that. Which actually made Itachi and Shisui freeze. A transplant between Mangekyo Sharingan. Danzo actually kind of broke down how it works, seeing that these two obviously didn't know. But with this, once Itachi and Shisui heard it, well, Shisui threatened to kill Danzo if he didn't leave him alone. But then Naruto, before sending to his eye, telling Shisui to swap eyes with him. Shisui would ask why, and Naruto says that this eye belongs to someone whose chakra presence resembles Shisui's, maybe a relative. Shisui would think hard, and look at the patterns, and anyone in his family that's had such a strong Sharingan happens to be his grandfather, Kagami Uchiha. And Naruto then says that may work. His chakra levels are so similar to yours that this may work. So Naruto's hand was coated in green chakra. He tore out one of Shisui's eyes and put Shisui's Kagami's eye and Shisui's missing one. And Shisui EMS in just one eye. So yeah. With Shisui then says that this eye may actually not allow him to not go blind, and he may even be able to use it on his clan. So with this, Shisui had the Uchiha meeting, and Danzo is left in the forest, beaten up, with his members all dead, but thrown off the river, and buried under rocks. Naruto just uses all nature releases pretty easily, so. Yeah. With this, Shisui would basically head to the meeting, saying sorry he's late. He was on a mission and ended up getting lost on his way back. Not lost, but kind of got caught up eating. But Shisui made his announcement, and before anything else could say anything, and she directs all their attention to him in some sort of flashy fashion. Suddenly, he closed one eye as his EMS would activate, and he put everyone under close to Kami, erasing all thoughts of the coup, making them see the truth. Yes, there is some disdain for the Uchiha, but a lot of the conflict they're thinking of is made up in their own heads. They're making it worse than it needed to be. Once they all saw that, the coup was immediately off, and Fugaku didn't think Shisui as no one knew it was Shisui. They all just came to their senses, and they left. And overnight, all thoughts of the coup were gone. So yeah. So with this, Shisui would actually report to Hiruzen the next morning, telling that it was a success. But he tells Hiruzen what he found about Danzo. But he won't give the full truth. Danzo does do good things. As him, Itachi, and him, Itachi, and Naruto talked over the next morning, last night. And Naruto did admit that some of Danzo's things did do good by Konoha. Well, just so Danzo doesn't die, he says that Danzo had Kagami's eye on standby, and Shisui happened to find it, and put it in his own head, as he shared the legend of the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. So, it awakened it in one eye, and he uses it now. And he already knew that Danzo's arm was... People assume that was gone, but Danzo says that officially got too bad, so he kind of just chopped it off. And everyone assumed that his eye was always missing, so it didn't matter. So yeah. But Danzo always looked a bit nervous around Naruto, Itachi, or Shisui from there on out. The Uchiha would survive in this one. And by the time that Naruto is 13 years old, well, he's been in the route for years now, but he did get, well, not in the route, he's been in the Anbu for years now. He was kicked out of the route by Danzo like a week after the report to Hiruzen. So it was told to Itachi and Shisui as they then joined Hiruzen's personal Anbu. But, whatever, real quick. So Naruto will basically just go and, well, he still has to be on a Genin team, but Hiruzen says early on the Chunin exams, if Naruto would want to, he can take it on his own if he's close enough for this team. Because not, they'll have Naruto will decide 2 weeks before the exams, so they can get used to having another teammate. Maybe someone who's in the Anbu that's Naruto's age. There's not much people that are his age, but they can try to find someone close enough to his age. Or find another Genin who's alone, as there are a few lone Genin. So yeah, Naruto's put on Team 7, and he's met Sasuke a few times. Sasuke's a lot more of a kind guy, actually. Well, Shisui kind of altered a lot of their minds to certain degrees, but especially Fugaku's on Itachi's request. Also, Sasuke strives for is Fugaku's approval, so Fugaku can be altered to show a bit more affection towards Sasuke. Sasuke already knew that Sasuke was above Itachi in some degrees when they were kids, mainly in terms of Fireball Jutsu. That's like the biggest thing we see. So, when it came to Ninjutsu and Fireball stuff, Fugaku was a lot more praiseful, but also they actually compared to Itachi on occasions, either saying he's better or almost equal to him in some stats, but very below him. So Sasuke has much of a higher ego, but also a bit more of, like, it makes sense. He has a lot bigger ego, but also a lot bigger sense of humility. So yeah, Sasuke is somewhat tolerable to be around, but he is not sociable that much. He's one of the kids in school that says, "I'm here to learn, not make friends." He's one of those kids. So yeah. But Naruto's someone that they've all known as he graduated his academy in the first 2 weeks there. And Naruto, even when he came back for the graduation test to make sure his skills weren't rusty, he passed it full flying colors. So yeah. So with this, they've been in the classroom for a few hours. Naruto asked him if they know chakra control yet. Akatsuki says he recently been learning it, but to prep for the graduation test, he didn't finish it. Naruto looked at Sakura, saying that this should be easy for both of them, even if Sakura doesn't have as much chakra. Well, he then points him to the wall. He's been walking up it by controlling the chakra, kind of doing the hand seals. Sasuke been doing it, and for like the next 30 minutes, Sasuke been trying, and eventually he got it. Sakura also got it at the first try. Excuse me. So yeah. Alright. So, where was I? Oh yeah, so Sasuke and Sakura got done chakra control the first try, and Sakura's actually pretty shocked. Also says there's another variation of it called water walking, and they have like an hour and a half left probably. This is his bet. It's an estimation, honestly. Also, he's met Kakashi once or twice, but they're not friends. They're like acquaintances. Like, well, close they are. Like Kakashi, those aren't well enough to actually sit with him if they have like they're sitting together at if they're like at the same place and they're like eating lunch. Kakashi knows like Naruto well enough to go sit with him and talk for a second, but that's about it. So yeah. So with that, they went outside on a pond and we began water walking on it. Kakashi's way back from the old gravesite. Naruto only noticed him, but he kind of waved his hand to the side. Kakashi's coming from somewhere else, not the gravesite. So Kakashi will walk from an angle, approach them, saying they must be Team 7. They actually ask where he is, and he says, "Oh, he went to the classroom just now, but they weren't there, so we won't be looking for them." And it makes it like that they were missing each other, but just by like a few seconds is what it seemed like. But Sakura's like, you would have been 30 minutes late either way. Kakashi's like, "Yeah, my bad, I got lost on the path of life." Which no one minded. It's only 30 minutes. If it was like an hour or two, they'd have been mad. But, well, they had done water walking, tree walking, and everything. As Sakura said that she already had really good control. Sasuke says he just didn't finish his training. And Naruto says he already knew it. He was in the Anbu for years. This stuff is pretty basic to him. He also told Sakura like a fun fact, saying how good her control is. She can kill someone just by grabbing them, which shocked her actually. But he kind of got into just told about chakra points on the way to the whole like field. They asked like dislikes, and because they have a lot of time left, I can see the belt test being actually given now. Kakashi actually would say you guys seem to know each other well enough. I think that could work. So yeah, so he talks about the belt test, and tells them how it works, and asks them if they ate breakfast or anything. And Sasuke says, well, they ate lunch as it's nearly 1 p.m. Kakashi would point that out, saying, yeah, fair enough. But yeah, with this, he was late to the academy, so he didn't miss it. So he missed it by like a few seconds, but it doesn't matter. He's been longer without food. So yeah. Well, Kakashi then says, "All right then. Well, when I say start, attack. Ready, set, start." Let the bell to basically Kakashi's waist. Sasuke and Sakura went into the forest, and Kakashi would actually not pull out his book against Naruto, telling Naruto that he's the one that's most going to run into a fight. So he wouldn't use the book on Naruto. Naruto and Sasuke, not Sasuke or Itachi. Naruto and Kakashi began fighting. And Kakashi eventually even had to pull out a Sharingan to evade a lot of Naruto's strikes. And Naruto eventually put Kakashi like an arm lock, but it was midair. And Kakashi didn't let Naruto execute it as he pushed into a log right as Naruto tried to break it, but log. So yeah. But suddenly, as Kakashi was actually hiding behind a tree, well, Naruto appeared in front of him somehow, as this is honestly just raw teleportation. Naruto smirked, as basically he used a time barrier Kakashi, and punched him in the face full force, seeing him flying through the tree. Or hit him in the face once, but he didn't move. The barrier stopped, and Kakashi went flying through the tree, hitting the ground and bouncing off of it. Hold up. So Kakashi is punched through the tree, and he actually gets up wondering how he was hit. Because the barrier didn't really affect anyone but Naruto. Not anyone. It affected everyone but Naruto. Hell, even the plant life weren't affected. Or force, not force. Even the animal life wasn't affected. Alright, where was I? So Naruto would come like Kakashi something like a sword. And Kakashi would pull out kunai, just dashing at Naruto top speeds. But eventually threw Kakashi over his shoulder, throwing him right into the forest at Sasuke. Kakashi immediately orders him going blue into the mask, but didn't expect something such a large jutsu from Sasuke. Sasuke had used a large tribal jutsu. It almost engulfed Kakashi's whole body with just like the first bit of exiting flames before the fireballs even formed. When the fireballs actually formed, Kakashi had to evade it, with his arm actually being burned by it. But she never thought Sasuke could launch a big fireball jutsu. But none of them weave one-handed hand seals. Before firing off, they see a giant blab of water from basically just the pond behind him. It happened to be just in the form of a giant water dragon, as the pond is now empty from water. With that, basically the whole river pond is empty, and the dragon would actually go towards Kakashi, but he would just use a giant fireball jutsu to engulf it. But Naruto did hand to Sakura, that made her throw kunai at Kakashi. And the explosive kunai eventually had blown up, almost right in Kakashi's face. With this, one of them actually burned off Kakashi's mask, but he landed before him with his face. Lin looked really closely. Haku and Sakura were behind him, and they had the belt in their hands as they landed, not paying attention to his face, but he had gone far enough away to actually hide his mask. Pull out not a new mask, actually. It's attached to his shirt. He walks away saying, yes, pass, go your lunch, I'm going home. My arm is burned. So yeah. So with that, Kakashi would go home, get him a new shirt, and then bandage up his arm, pull the mask of his shirt, and a month and a half would pass of just training and missions. Because Naruto's skill and Sasuke's skill, they're able to do a few strength and B rank missions pretty easily, actually. B ranks because of Naruto and Kakashi, C ranks because of Sasuke, Naruto, and Kakashi. Sakura's getting a bit better in terms of raw power, so it's working out a little bit. Alright, so we can probably go on by probably just like when they meet Tazuna. Sakura's been training a bit, so he's a bit stronger. The only thing about her currently is that she does already have short hair. And Naruto kind of told her about basically jutsu that allows you to kind of use your hair as like a weapon, and he would show it off to her, as he can do it himself. He can do a lot of jutsu on Konoha. Like when he came sword stealing, Naruto already found Mizuki and killed him for it. He was just on his way back from an Ambu mission, as he does still do those occasionally. But yeah, on his way back from the mission, he kind of found Mizuki with sword stealing. Before Mizuki knew it, his head was cut off, and Naruto found the scroll. Might as well give it back and copy down every jutsu in his mind, and he could already do a majority of them pretty easily. For Rasengan, he forms it with magical energy, and that's about it. You can infuse chakra into it to make it a lot stronger, so he's gonna already infuse wind release, water release, whatever he wants into it. Plus, we can do just magic itself, which included nature magic, but then, that also allows him to actually use wood release. There's really every jutsu in this world they can think of. Naruto probably knows it. So yeah. Also, he's a master at seals, so yeah. But so Tazuna's kind of he's not too sure about Sakura, but the rest of the team seems solid. Then he's within that Sasuke is trained by some of the stronger Uchiha. Kakashi's one of the stronger Jonin Konoha has to offer. Naruto himself is in the Anbu and actually candidate to be on Anbu captain. Then Sakura's being trained by Naruto. So with this, Tazuna feels a lot more solid about Sakura now. Then they head on to basically just go to the Demon Brothers now. And Sasuke actually asked Naruto if he's really candidate to be Anbu captain, and Naruto says, yeah, he just said no. So yeah, Sasuke would ask why. Naruto says, just give him an option to actually take the training exams with his team, and if he were to pass, he'd be made Anbu captain. If he didn't have a bond with them, he could say no. He could just pass the exams. If he have a bond with them, he can take the exam and go up slowly. I phrased that wrong. If he chose to have a bond with the team and take the exams, he can make his way through the ranks slowly, or he can be made a Jonin and flat off the bat. Or if he said no, he didn't have a bond with the team, he can just be made an Anbu captain, or be made a Chunin or Jonin already, without the exams needing to happen. Which Sasuke says, so I guess that means you like us. And Naruto would nod and say, yeah, basically, I like you guys, you're pretty cool. Which actually shocked Tazuna that Naruto's that strong or that impressive to the Hokage. So So we basically go on to like the fuck, what was it? I forget this. Okay, the Demon Brothers. They emerged from the puddle, but Naruto already knew that they were there. And all he did was stare at one of them right in the eye, just like a cult, like the same stare that Yamato gives off. And Naruto actually did pick that up from Yamato. So he stared him in the face. But the ground immediately like shaking as his body felt like it was in agony, and he couldn't move any longer. With that, he led him passing out. So yeah. Naruto just chuckled at him and walked away. While they took the other one is Naruto going to tell him no way. So yeah. The other one just like be fighting against everyone else, but he actually just clotheslined him once, and that was the end of it. So yeah. So this, yeah, basically just we can go on probably to maybe I forgot. Yeah, Zabuza and Haku. Naruto could since they were there. He has really good sensory ninjutsu. Can sense smell. Since smells better than Kiba's by a lot. Probably the best in smell in Konoha. Same for his hearing and his sight. His senses are all pretty well enhanced actually. But when the execution blade was thrown at them, Naruto held out one hand and caught it by the sword by the blade and just crushed it completely. Like, kind of how Luffy did it all along the sword and all along the park, kind of just like crushed like the blade of it. Naruto been squishing down on it, then just broke the blades into pieces. But then using what remains of it on the hilt, he swung it around and cut Zabuza across the face with it, but she almost blinded him in one eye. But Naruto barely missed it. But as soon as Zabuza went away, Naruto held out two fingers before waving to the side, and his special explosion hit Zabuza head on, sending him flying into a tree unconscious, which Naruto just laughed at. Hold up. There's your warning. My dog got in trouble, so she's put in her kennel. She's mad because she doesn't want to be in there. But yeah. So Haku attacked Naruto immediately, thinking he killed Zabuza. But Naruto turned around and just kind of like put Haku in under a sleep spell, which made Haku hit the ground unconscious immediately. But after this, he'll be right back. Picking up Haku, walking into the forest, and disappearing immediately. He appeared right in his house and walked all through Konoha, holding these two by their hair, bringing them into basically just the Hidden Leaf prison, throwing them down, telling them to give them a strong cell. They do, and Zabuza and Haku are both arrested. So with that, Naruto jumped in the air, you're outside Konoha, far enough away, so then no one could see him, and he flew off through the air. He flew up at top speeds, and he eventually had arrived right above the scene. He landed, and they actually questioned where the Zabuza and Haku are, but he says they're in the Hidden Leaf. They're wondering how he got there so fast, but he says he can teleport. Yakishi is how, and the only position that can give is just flying Raijin. There's a hand seals putting it on the tree, then a kunai would appear there. Yakishi shocked that Naruto knew that jutsu, but who cares? So yeah. Alright, going forward again, we go on now to basically just the land of waves. It's pretty chill. Naruto saw the bridge as they arrived there. We're going to build the bridge now. Naruto just put one hand out and the whole bridge is fully built, even like everything in the bridge. He kind of built the safest bridge possible and the most durable bridge possible. Like the point where Sasuke Kunai wouldn't work on it unless you use like 15 of them, and the bridge is super safe. So yeah, there's actually shocked Tazuna. Naruto really saw how the village how we see the whole town was in shambles, or the land was in shambles. He immediately just realized that the pillars that they're sitting on, the village sitting on, was in shambles as well. He told them all to leave, saying give him an hour and he'll be done. Actually, better yet, give him 10 minutes. Even so, will see him to make sure they're safe, and they'll do so. Now that, Naruto began taking every tag of how house he could find, and 10 minutes later the villagers come back. Hold up. So they came back, and Naruto basically used his advanced wood release, along with his really good stone and everything else release, and made a whole new town that actually spans into the forest, and that the bridge is basically the only entrance to the town that isn't through the forest, so there's gates put up around it. These gates, well, you need to have a very specific truck signature to be let in, or based on the outside, someone has to let you in, or on the outside, well, on the inside you have to have a very special signature of a villager. On the outside, someone has to let you in. Simple as that. But yeah. And then the gate, well, not the gate, the bridge doesn't really have an entrance. It's kind of just a bridge, you can just go in. But yeah. And with this, well, the villagers are shocked as they even find their houses, and then they go in. And I was wondering how Naruto did this, but Naruto says that he has so much chakra that he can waste on he wants to. But in this case, it wasn't a waste, it was a gift. He smells the Nari, and points to the house that they have. Inari's room is pretty small, but he gave Inari basically a whole guest house, which Inari walked into with all the stuff in, and he just kind of loud and smiled, which they haven't seen for months. But Naruto also heard a bit of a Nara about Nari's father, and, well, he kind of made a grave in their backyard for him. Which Nari immediately walked over to, just smiling. They could make a proper one for him. And Naruto says to give him an hour, he can probably put the body to the grave. What was they're shocked by is they couldn't find the body, but Naruto found it in like 5 minutes, so it wasn't too hard. But then when this Gashman arrive, only see the bridge fully built and a whole new village there. Naruto sitting leaning on the bridge, just smirking, picking his teeth with a toothpick, saying, "So Gato, huh? Yeah, I did them a favor of rebuilding the whole town." Gato walked over to Naruto, wondering who this kid is. Calling like a dumb brat, saying it couldn't have been him. But Naruto's really buffed up, which shocked the whole team as they were like watching from a distance. Naruto even grew actual horns, his shirt had ripped, and well, he's towering over Gato at almost 10 feet tall already. He got Gato by the head, picking him up, saying, "We're going to dumb brat now." He went his arm back, punching Gato in the face full force, making his head just get blown in pieces. Then he charged through Gato's whole group with a clothesline, and it killed the majority of them. When they're alive, they're knocked on the ground or just too scared to move. He actually tells them, "Leave." They would do so, and they run off screaming. And Naruto just kind of throws the bodies in the water, and yeah. They also just use one strong water juice to kind of kind of just send the bodies out to sea somewhere else that isn't in the land of waves. He goes back down, getting a new shirt from his stuff, and Sakura asks how he did that, but he says it was just a transformation jutsu. It looks like a devilish man, so it's a bit more intimidating. Sakura said that even she was nervous about this, which just made Naruto chuckle. So yeah. Alright, we go forward again. Basically, just all the way over to, I'm going to say, like... We can go on, maybe to just, well, back to the Hidden Leaf. And he's going to be taking the exams. So yeah. Now, first up is basically just Konohamaru being saved by Naruto. But he saves Konohamaru by walking by Kankuro, pulling out Kankuro's graphs, and telling Konohamaru, "Let's go." Did I say graphs or grasp? I think I said grasp. No. I think I said graph, but yeah. So Konohamaru is saved, and Naruto kind of being talking to Konohamaru as nothing just happened. Kankuro immediately used a puppet to scare Naruto, but Naruto held out one hand, his puppet is completely just blown to pieces, which shocks Shimari and Kankuro. The puppet is so durable, it's beyond repair. The puppet's gone. And Gaara's shocked as Naruto just used one hand weave to blow the puppet to pieces. But Naruto turned around, holding out his hand again, and the puppet's rebuilt even better than ever, saying, Kankuro seemed to have good control of the puppet, he wants competition from him, so he made it better. Kankuro for like the next hour began inspecting it, advising there's nothing wrong with it. Naruto just thought Kankuro was weak, so he enhanced the puppet. So yeah. Then Rock Lee would attack Naruto, but Rock Lee went in for a punch, and Naruto just tanked it. Oh, he's like, he saw my punch coming. But as soon as he smirked saying this, Neji just says, "Will you look up? That was embarrassing." He looked up, saying Naruto honestly like taking notes, and Lee's punch just landed, but Naruto isn't fazed by it. Lee even pulls his back, not having even a single bruise on Naruto's face. Naruto says, good form. I should take notes. He punches Rock Lee in the face full force, sending Rock Lee flying through the building, and then he says, "That's a punch." The form was good, but there's no strength behind it. And Rock Lee used his full power punch in his normal form to use that take, just to at least trying to hit Naruto, sending him flying. Rock Lee got back up, and wondered how he could move again. But Naruto's behind him already, healing him, saying, just get up and go take the exams. Rock Lee froze immediately, but yeah. The written test. Naruto immediately saw the written test, and just froze time. Just froze it completely. And everyone on Team 7, everyone of Konoha, Konoha 12 are wondering why time is frozen. But Naruto got up, walked over to Ibiki, grabbed a cheat sheet, and wrote down all the answers he could. Saying, "Alright then, who's next?" Everyone put their hands up, but Naruto says, Nope. I need this much Rio from each of you for the cheat sheet. Choose. Money or money or fail. Choose one. They'll pay up, and Naruto give them all the answers. They sit back down, the cheat sheets get back to Ibiki in the same spot, and time unfroze. Suddenly, Naruto appears on Ibiki, holding up the paper, and he says, "Here you go." Ibiki even saw the last answer wasn't even filled in. So they all got on top of the paper by Naruto, and the paper's filled in, and they actually ask how they did this. And Naruto just says, they used the cheat sheet. And Naruto kind of made like a joke, as he pointed the flying Raijin symbol on the paper. Ibiki immediately froze, and no one even saw someone to put it on all their papers. He was just that quick. He preps for everything. He's that smart. With this, they leave and go and wait for Anko. Not wait for Anko. They leave and go to Anko and wait for everyone else to arrive. But Naruto immediately held up a book of notes saying, "This is everyone's weaknesses and here's what team they're on and what they look like." With this, everyone's actually shocked. As Naruto being taking a page of the notes saying, "Didn't mind if he takes a paper." And Naruto says, "Nope, he has a copy so everyone can take a paper of the notes, can take a piece of the notes." With this, everyone's actually completely shocked by this, but seeing how Naruto analyzed it so quickly. He says he looked for past weaknesses, current weaknesses, or, well, ways for them to be injured in the future that'd be pretty obvious or easy. Or, like just if they have any, weaknesses that are obvious. So, yeah. Or illnesses. Naruto's just that good. So, but while they're waiting, waiting for everyone to arrive, Anko, Itachi, and Shisui are analyzing this. Itachi dropped by to actually kind of make sure that Sasuke was okay, and Shisui was just a proctor, so, yeah. But Itachi and Shisui were actually very impressed with what Naruto had done, so was Anko. But then Itachi then kind of relieved his excitement, saying, "It's no surprise, Naruto is like him and all the prodigies of Konoha, but times 10. And Shisui says, "Yeah, no average kid graduates the academy in 2 weeks at the age of 4. And plus gets the highest score and record." Which just made Itachi just chuckle, saying, "Yeah, definitely." So, yeah. So we go on again, basically, over to, I'm going to say, probably just Forced to Death, which immediately, not to analyze, which teams ended up getting, which scroll. And Naruto immediately just froze time again, which all the Konoha teams recognized. Naruto kind of had them all meet up in the center of the tower, as they walk by, finding scrolls and random teams. And Naruto says it was just that easy. He wants them all to pass, as they make a really good Genin group. And this Neji says, he wouldn't accept help like this, but it's so blatant and easy that it would be dumb not to take it. Or at least says he doesn't feel right taking all the scrolls of some of these people. But Naruto says, "Don't worry. With how many people are out and how many of us are in, there's going to be basically a preliminary match." Which actually shocked them all. Naruto knew this, but he says, Ibuki's notes. He kind of left them open. So yeah. Well, he says, "Don't worry, Rock Lee. There'll be a test of the finals. And they should keep you in mint condition as we have 5 days. And if you don't pass in 5 days, well, you may be too tired to win the preliminaries." Rock Lee just nodded. So yeah. Rock Lee just nodded. So they go on, and then they open the scrolls, everyone's shocked, and Naruto says he stole scrolls for everyone pretty quickly. Which even made everyone chuckle, and then she asks how Naruto did that so quickly, but he says he's sneaky and he has clones. Simple. Kakashi was actually one of the summonings of I would say team Kurenai or something. And he says, yeah, also he has flying Raijin, I'm not surprised. Which made everyone just completely just gasp, everyone who knew what the jutsu was. And Naruto just smiled. But the 5 days passed, it's now time for the preliminaries, and everyone gets their same fights. But the thing is, all Konoha teams would win, and Sakura versus Ino, Sakura beat Ino. Neji versus Hinata, Neji won, but Naruto hit him in the face from the final blow, telling him don't hit someone like that hard. Or not don't hit someone that hard, don't hit someone in that area that hard. So yeah. But we basically go into Sasuke versus Jiraiya. This fight, Sasuke will fight Jiraiya, but Sasuke wins pretty easily as he's a 220 Sharingan already. And plus he already has basics of Jiraiya down. He's in the middle of learning it. But Jiraiya is honestly just light work. Sakura fought Ino, but Sakura's easily matching Ino in literally every single way. Plus, Naruto taught her to control chakra on such an insane level that, well, he just grabs someone by the arm and just disable all the chakra points by just sending chakra through it. He's given her a much larger reserve of chakra either way. So, yeah. But then Naruto versus Kiba. Kiba would basically use Fang over Fang immediately. But Naruto should appear in front of him, headbutting him as hard as he can, which knocked him out immediately. And I'm shocked. Then Naruto headbutted his way through a Fang over Fang. Just a simple headbutt broke it. Akamaru would attack Naruto, but Akamaru is just put to sleep. So yeah. Now going on Gaara versus Lee. Naruto's watching that fight. Now, Naruto is watching closer, and actually, well, just realized that Gaara may kill Lee. So Naruto's using just healing magic on Rock Lee throughout the fight. And the thing is, only Sensei's, but only God and Kakashi noticed that Naruto's healing Lee if he gets too badly injured to continue a fight. The fight, I mean. Not a fight, the fight. So yeah. The fight goes on a lot longer than canon, but the fight more ends in a draw than anything else. But Lee says the fight can't end in a draw, or else none of them get to the finals. So with this, they end up drawing straws, and Rock Lee had lost. So Gaara is going to the finals, And my guy, I'm like on the end of it, actually thank Naruto, saying that Gaara planned to kill Rock Lee in the fight. Naruto's the only reason that Rock Lee made it out alive, or at least made it out okay. Rock Lee overheard this, and actually shocked by this. Naruto's a really good guy, actually. He may not want it that way, but Naruto may be the only reason he's able to continue being a shinobi right now. Rock Lee only in the fight with a ton of bruises, and maybe like a few like slightly cracked bones, but not fully cracked. They wouldn't have broken in the fight. The best are like small like hairline cracks. That's about it. And not like these would heal in like a matter of like 2 weeks tops. That's about it. So yeah. Alright, so with this, we go on basically just another one with the training. And Hiruzen would introduce Naruto, well, to Kakashi. Not Kakashi, to Jiraiya. You guys wondering about something that I haven't utilized. Naruto has an EMS in one eye is just basically useless. He has so much abilities that it doesn't matter. So yeah. Once it happens to be, well, very similar to Infinite Tsukuyomi. It's stronger than Tsukuyomi, but it's not Infinite Tsukuyomi level. It's in the middle of that. Like, basically Infinite Tsukuyomi, but it only lasts like 2 days, basically. So, yeah. Like a 2 day long Infinite Tsukuyomi. Just there. Like, 2 day Infinite Tsukuyomi, but there's no need for like whole trees and summoning everything, but their eyes turn like Mangekyo and they're frozen in place. And Naruto can also siphon off their chakra as long as you're under said genjutsu. So yeah. Or you can feed it to someone else. But yeah. Or if he wants to, he can actually will deadass just turn them into a chakra fruit, or just turn the chakra into a fruit, which would kill them because they have no more chakra. But it seems like they just die of chakra exhaustion. That's what it seems like. So, yeah. But Naruto meets Jiraiya and Jiraiya will train him for like the first month. And actually summoning is basically like the first try he did, like first try. He summoned a goat that had really spiky horns. Naruto wasn't too amazed by it or too impressed by it. Then the goat kind of shot off a fireball, and Naruto just fell in love with the goat from there on out. It looked like a farm goat, but it blew fireballs. It was a goat that used fire style jutsu. That was it. A goat that used fire style. What made it better is that it couldn't talk. It was literally just a fire breathing pet. Is all it was. If anything, it was just a much more toned down dragon. Is what it was. So yeah. Naruto also happened to name it Satan. So yeah. But then Jiraiya's like, something else. Naruto some the Toad second try, but he didn't really care about it. So yeah. Having become a Bunta first try, but Naruto's been annoyed saying that a toad isn't as cool as a fire-breathing goat. Jiraiya says, "What? Well, toads have sage mode." Naruto says, "Are toads pets? It's a 55-foot toad a pet? Is it a pet?" Jiraiya then says, "No, it's not." Naruto says, "Exactly. So I'll be taking my goat and taking my leave." As he picks up Satan and walks away. So yeah. Satan just baz at Jiraiya, and Jiraiya says, What about this jutsu? It belongs to fourth Hokage, Rasengan. Rasengan throwing at Jiraiya, and Jiraiya to dodge it over and over again. It's not just like kept throwing them at Kakashi. Not Kakashi, at Jiraiya. I was like, what about Flying Raijin? Naruto then says, Flying Raijin right here. As if Jiraiya hitting him in the face and knocking him out. Jiraiya woke up 2 days later from that punch. 2 days. Jiraiya was out in the wilderness for 2 days. He also happens to have been robbed of his clothes. So yeah. Jiraiya went to Naruto's house, still naked, yelling at Naruto, but Naruto just said, it's kind of weird for you to be in a 14-year-old's house with no pants on. Find some. So yeah, so Jiraiya found some clothing, then yelled at Naruto even more, but he tried to teach Naruto something, and he couldn't. So yeah. Hiruzen just tells Jiraiya that Naruto's a prodigy better than Itachi and Minato combined. If Jiraiya can't teach him anything, it'd be amazing. Hiruzen just out he can teach Naruto the thing. So yeah. But so eventually it would go on, just Naruto versus Neji. Naruto arrived immediately as fight said start, which led to basically just Naruto versus Neji beginning. But Neji hitting him once in the gut, which knocked him out on impact. But as soon as Neji's eyes were open, and for the impact, Naruto put him under Genjutsu, using the Sharingan, and Neji would immediately have to reflect on his actions. And once he found the meaning of it, he would wake up. Kind of just like Izanami, but Naruto wouldn't lose his eye. Neji woke up, like 2 hours later, well, he understood the lesson. So yeah. So beyond the other fights happening, Sakura had been in a fight against, I would say, like Kankuro and Shino, but Shino had lost Sakura and Kankuro just forfeited. So yeah. Sasuke versus Gaara was a pretty easy fight. Sasuke already has 3-to-1 Sharingan. Sasuke completely just obliterates Gaara and with only using hand-to-hand combat. So yeah. But eventually we'd go on to basically we go into just Gaara turning Shukaku. But Shisui appeared in front of Shukaku, using Genjutsu on it, and it just turned back into Gaara. And Shisui would basically, he learned something about the Sharingan being Izanami. And he basically saw himself actually will not make him lose an eye, but instead his eye would basically shut for the next few months. Not years, just months. So yeah, it shut for like the next 3 months. So yeah. So when Shisui had to use Izanagi on Gaara, Gaara realized that Kankuro and Temari do love him. It's just that, how do I phrase it? It's that Gaara doesn't know how to accept love that isn't traitorous. So Gaara, all he had to do was learn how to accept it, and it took Gaara a day to recover, but he understood it. So yeah. So we go forward again, basically, on, I'm going to say, like, we can go on probably just, like the barrier that Hiruzen's in. But Naruto just used his own barrier to crush that barrier, and they all broke in. Oh, my bad. There's a fan next to me, and I talk with my hands, so I keep hitting it. Yeah. So Naruto basically used like a giant wood barricade, and she surrounded Hiruzen. As he does, it was wood release. It surrounded Hiruzen and pushed back everyone. But Naruto was around Hiruzen, telling Hiruzen that he has jutsu planned. With that, he actually made a clone that turned into Hiruzen and played dead, and he even looked dead. Hiruzen then nodded, as he transformed into a plant. And Naruto transformed into a clone Hashirama as actually had made it go away. He hadn't grabbed it, used the hand seals. When Hashirama is what Naruto was doing, Hashirama would basically just went back to the Pure Land. So, yeah. But Naruto transformed to reanimate Hashirama, and Hashirama didn't feel Hashirama leave. So, yeah. So, with this, Hiruzen thought that Hashirama killed Hiruzen, and Hashirama, like Naruto spoke like an angry Hashirama. As soon as Hashirama got close to the corpse, everyone was a bit upset. Until Hashirama stabbed Hashirama stabbed right in the gut by Naruto, and Naruto then gutted him wide open. Hashirama's guts spilled out, and he yelled in pain. He hit the ground, then ended up regurgitating himself, only for Hiruzen to stab him in the back with basically just a katana. But he kind of missed any like vital spot or any part of Orochimaru's new body. So Orochimaru escaped, just yelling for a treat. And Naruto just told Hiruzen, just let it happen. So they actually asked how Hiruzen's alive, but Naruto shot the body as just a clone, just made of pure chakra. Not a regular clone. No, it would be considered like a 30% clone. So yeah, transformed back into Naruto, and then it kind of poofed into just smoke. So yeah. So with this we go forward again. Now onto just finding Tsunade. Orochimaru just can't believe that he needed the kid's help for this, even if Naruto is, Naruto. And Naruto will kind of reveal Jiraiya that he can fly, and him and Jiraiya begin bonding. Naruto told Jiraiya that Jiraiya doesn't want to be a teacher, sure, but Naruto doesn't need a teacher, he needs friends. He doesn't have many of them, and all of his friends he's kind of bribed indirectly. By giving them test answers, helping them pass the exams. He needs a friend that he can bond with, like Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi, Tachi or Shisui, Fugaku or Mikoto. But he barely sees any of them anymore, besides Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi. So with this, Naruto being bonding with Jiraiya, I think next week and a half or so. Then we go into Naruto versus like, I would say, Hidan and Kakuzu, versus those two. Also, currently, Deidara is missing an arm already because he was sent after Roshi, and Roshi tore his arm off. So Sasuke poisoned him, and he died trying to escape, but, yeah. Everyone that, like, Itachi and Kisame got, they barely got. They are nearly killed. Pain has to do a lot more work in the Akatsuki just to clean up some people's dirty work. So, yeah. So, hunting Naruto happens to be Hidan Kakuzu. Naruto opened the door, only had like, Hidan try to slash his face open. But Naruto grabbed the scythe and just shattered it with just one hand, saying that it was made out of cheap steel. This is a real scythe. At least the scythe and cut off Hidan's head completely. Then Akatsuki tried to like jump at Naruto, but Naruto just summoned a mallet and smacked Akatsuki in the chest with it, which destroyed a majority of his heart with just one blow. The only heart that was left was the one that he was born with, like the one right in his chest, which probably is not his actual heart. Never mind that, but only heart that's only heart that actually his is like one in his chest. That's not like a forced out heart. Or the one that's in his chest that beats and doesn't give him a ninjutsu. It's like the quote unquote OG heart that Kakuzu has, but Naruto just tore it right out of his chest and then crushed it. And Kakuzu's pretty weak. He had unfrozen how easily Kakuzu was killed, and Naruto stares at him, telling him how does he die then. He says, "There's no need for me to die." Naruto immediately put him under genjutsu, finding out how he dies, which honestly just malnutrition. Naruto decides, saying, "Give me a second." He picked up Hidan, walked outside, and will just use Earth Release to open a giant sinkhole, throwing Hidan in it, and then closing it. So, yeah. Not a giant sinkhole, it was like a small one. It could fit Hidan's body. When it's closed, we'll Jiraiya went to the room wondering what happened. Only to basically be the corpse of Kakuzu in the hallway, and it happened to be wearing an Akatsuki cloak. Jiraiya says, "Oh, you really are a strong kid. So why is his body flattened?" Naruto says, "Don't mind it. So with that, he kind of buried Kakuzu using Earth Release and cleaned up the hallway before anyone came out wondering what happened, what the ruckus was. Then eventually, like a few days passed, Naruto and Jiraiya fight Tsunade. But Naruto agreed with everyone to Tsunade's words, but called her basically too foolish to actually accept that Hokage is not suited for someone who's just a washed-up shinobi. Saying, yeah, it's a position for fools, but those fools put their lives on the line so that other fools can live their dreams. Tsunade is simply just too washed up and can't understand the responsibilities of being a fool. But you'd be a strong one at least. Tsunade seems to be too washed up to be considered a strong Sannin. Hell, Orochimaru almost died, and he was a better Sannin than her. Orochimaru was so strong that Naruto compared her to a child compared to a grown man. Which makes Tsunade just saying, yeah, how did Orochimaru almost die then? Naruto says, simple, I gutted him like a fish. That bastard came regurgitated himself, so it was a bit annoying. Which makes Tsunade just, and Jiraiya even shocked he didn't hear about this. But Naruto says he was being nice and just convinced he didn't let him go. Orochimaru seems to try to continue the Konoha crush. But Tsunade went outside to test Naruto's skill, and Jiraiya says, "Trust me, Tsunade, it's not worth it, I can't even beat him going all out." Tsunade didn't care, attacking Naruto at full power. Not full power, but she went for one punch, and he caught the punch, calling it just childish. He flipped her on her back and kicked her basically in the head, sending her flying across the village, or the town that they were in. So then going into 100 healing forms immediately, attacking Naruto all over again. But all he did was basically all he did was nullify her power. That's all he did. Just suppress it to the point where she's not in her 100 healing forms anymore. Then he kind of punched her in the chest full force that caved it in, but gave her power back, and she healed from it immediately. But not just killing her over and over again, but she barely comes back from it each time. He's forcing her to come back to life. But at the end of the fight, she's honestly traumatized. But Naruto smirked at her. She's wondering, what's so funny, Naruto? What's so funny? He even says, aren't you supposed to be scared of blood? She looks over herself like she's covered in blood, but she's not scared of it. Naruto says that she's not scared of blood anymore, right? Now she's a candidate to become Hokage. She was a fool with trauma, and that was it. It seems like that some of the source of that trauma seems to be gone now. Will she become Hokage? Naruto smiled at her, and she says, no, hell no, still, no. And Naruto says, I have genjutsu options, that could work. I can just control you from the shadows. He froze, saying, wouldn't you be Hokage? He says, yeah, I would. I wouldn't mind it. I'm a fool, after all. He smiles at her. So I eventually decided to become Hokage. Honestly, just because Naruto scares the living hell out of her, but that's about it. But she becomes Hokage. Then, basically, Sasuke wouldn't leave for Orochimaru. Even if he did, Itachi would kill him in seconds. Because we're wondering about, why, Itachi didn't kill Orochimaru in canon. Not canon. Not, right here, and, when Hiruzen had him. Naruto just had him leave. Just told Orochimaru to go, and Hiruzen told everyone let him leave. So, yeah. 2 years passed, Sasuke is stronger than he is in canon. He even has a Mangekyo already. Because Naruto knows, all secrets to Sharingan. Sharingan, even his eye, became a Rinnegan. But not like a basic one like Sasuke or anything. No, this is Hagoromo's Rinnegan. But his magic is so adept. He has every ability of any other renowned user we see. Even like Jubidara, we see like not just limbo clones and everything. So yeah, Sasuke and Itachi both have EMS. Shisui just awakened the EMS into their eye with Naruto's help. He doesn't know it was Naruto, but Naruto kind of like just used on his other eye. But yeah. So now Jiraiya is also a perfect sage because Naruto encouraged him to train on Mount Boku more. Naruto trained him for an hour and became a perfect sage. He even just hung out with Satan a bit more, and Satan grew a lot bigger. Satan is not the size of a house, but Naruto still rides him just like he's a horse or something. So yeah. Satan can now also launch fireballs that can blow up a whole mountain. So Satan's a pretty cool goat. If you want to say so, Satan is the goat. So yeah. But we go on now basically just Kazekage retrieval mission. But this mission is carried out by basically just Pain himself. And when Pain captured Gaara, he also blew apart most of the hidden sand. But not just ranged like towards the hidden sand as he's never been here before. It points out how barren it is, and then Kakashi oh yeah, it's called the land of wind, but it's pretty barren. And like yes, it's mainly desert terrain. But Naruto, as he go, had basically been sending chakra to the ground using his feet, and something plant life may be flourishing, even with like oasis, like tons of like small forests, oases, they're being blossomed upon. Naruto got the insane thing how destroyed it was, and immediately got like signs for houses, which confused everyone, until all the rubble was blown away, and every bit of like the houses were just rebuilt from Naruto's chakra levels. And once it's rebuilt, eventually people get their houses back, and all their belongings are put inside houses, which actually shocked everyone. And not even being destroying the houses, rebuilding new ones, making it a much more tolerable place. Not even the hidden sand, an actual village. It's not just some random desert biome. He made it a habitable place. He made the land habitable, the country habitable. But he did that in a span of like 10 minutes. So yeah. With that, he ran off to find Gaara with Kakashi, Sakura, and with Kakashi and Sasuke by his side. Sakura is in the middle of healing Tankuro. So yeah. Also, Sakura and Sasuke are currently dating. Naruto's still single, but him and Hinata flirt a lot. So yeah. But with Naruto's speed and him like leaving behind like a chakra presence, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi are able to track it. Also, Sasuke is an Anbu captain, so is Kakashi again. Sakura is a Jonin. Naruto's a Jonin as well. But so with this, basically we go on just find like Pain, like just wondering how Naruto's catching up so quickly. As they're like in the barrier, but the Telbeast isn't even extracted yet. But as soon as they finish the sentence or the thought, the barrier is blown apart and so is the door, or so is the whole mountainside, I guess. They wonder if rubble would crush them, but no, there's no crushing at all. It's pretty much safe actually. The path of Pain attacked Naruto. But Naruto just almighty push, blowing them all away. Which Pain and Shakti running on someone else. But Naruto says, "Oh, you must be Nagato, right? Well, or Yayako, but you're obviously a corpse. You don't have a heartbeat." So he says, "Nagato must have some jutsu. I think I have one too. It's called the path, just for simplicity, the path to Pain." And that's when not goes like, so you have the jutsu as well. Naruto says, yeah, but he uses limbo clones. Naruto's like, oh, what's the limbo clone? Suddenly all the paths of Pain are just destroyed by the clones. He says, they're clones, but they exist in a whole different plane of reality. Simple as that. Suddenly the Yayako path will attack Naruto, but Naruto just grabbed it by the head and tore it off, saying, simple as that. He attached it, but it's still inactive now. Naruto kind of force Shikaku back into Gaara by just magic, but then kind of restored Gaara's life presence as well, bring Gaara back to life. Gaara's honestly shocked that the Naruto brought him back, but he decides to leave Gaara there, telling him he rebuilt the hidden sand as well. Gaara just walked back, not starving. He doesn't need to drink water. There's a lot of it around him. Gaara's just amazed that Naruto did all this. So yeah. When they come back to like the hidden sand, he calls it basically well, we're not hidden sand anymore. This is like a place of just prosperity now. We can live normally. Like Jay-Sensei was basically the lowest scoring village, I believe, in terms of all like everything, in like just like a data book. So this kind of gonna rose and be like a pretty common score, like out of 5 they have like 3 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 3 out of 5. Military force 4 out of 5. It's like the biggest thing they have. So yeah, which did make them a lot closer allies with Konoha. But Gar says they shouldn't even call it hidden sand anymore. Their village is not full of sand. He thinks calling it basically like the. He needs to think of something about it. So yeah. But eventually the next mission would be like a Akatsuki suppression mission or something, or Tenchi Bridge. But Tenchi Bridge, they don't really have that information because it was Pain, and Pain had been killed, or the Path of Pain have. But Naruto's still alive. Naruto didn't bother with him. So, yeah. So Tenchi Bridge is still unknown because it would be useless still. And Naruto can kind of sense the whole shinobi world and doesn't really care about much of it. So, yeah. He even says it out loud, which just shocked everyone, but he just doesn't care enough to say it. But when it came to Akatsuki suppression, there's no heat on Kakuzu, it is Deidara and Sasori. Who I from believe are weaker than Kakuzu and Hidan, just ability-wise. And Deidara is also a bit weaker, actually, because, well, he kind of relies on Sasori for strong opponents. In the middle of this fight, actually led up to basically just, well, led up to, like Sasuke, to Asuma killing him. Asuma barely won that fight, his body's covered in burn marks, even he's even missing a hand. But, guys were more about Sasori. He was on the place by Shikamaru, then his puppet was just stabbed through by Izumo Kotetsu. When it was stabbed through, they ended up stabbing the real Sasori's heart, which killed him. So, yeah. Shikamaru and Izumo Kotetsu are able to kill Sasori. And then, well, Asuma barely killed Deidara. But not to rush something Asuma dying, and just healed him completely, growing his hand back and everything. And Naruto smirked, saying that this is a pretty hard battle. He could sense it all, but they did good. He was going to arrive if someone almost died, but no one died. Well, Asuma almost died, but he saved him. So yeah. All right, going forward again. We go on now to basically, I would say, like, maybe we can go on to, like, I don't know, probably just actually finding kind of rating all of Orochimaru's bases. They do that pretty easily, and it's not too hard, actually. Naruto knows where they all are, and they pretty easily defeat all of them. With this, they're all defeated, and the bases are just destroyed completely. Jiraiya fights against Orochimaru, and Jiraiya beat him because Jiraiya's a perfect sage. Orochimaru isn't. Kabuto is just like fighting against like Kakashi. But Kakashi currently has a Sharingan, but a Master Mangekyo. He almost has an EMS, actually. Naruto can give him one if he wants to, but he won't. Kakashi's a nearly by Master. I mean, like, he has almost like full control over Kamui. His reserves are catching up to have a Sharingan. He's almost there. But this Kakashi had actually beaten Kabuto, and Kabuto's dead. Kind of like Kamui'd out a majority of like his body. So yeah. And then well, yep, Kabuto's killed. Orochimaru's arrested, and all the bases that had the prisoners were just freed, came back to their normal lands, or they're arrested as well. Kari and Suigetsu and Jugo are made citizens of Konoha. But Naruto then had an idea. A 5-Kage summit, which Naruto's like, we can't like call that without a reason. But Naruto says, well then how about this? Make him Hokage. It'll be a reason for a summit. Which Naruto immediately thought of saying, yeah, sure, why not? It shocked everyone that she's gonna do it on a whim. Considering Naruto isn't even 17 yet, he's 16. Because come on, Gar became Kage at like 12. Why does that matter? And that they do realize that he's right, so they make Naruto a Kage. They make him the sixth Hokage. The 5-Kage summit is called, and Naruto's kind of chilling out there. They actually ask him, is it true that you fought with Akatsuki and you killed him? He says, no, he had a real body somewhere, but it was too far away, and my mission wasn't to kill him. It was to save Gaara, so I did that instead. Which called him a little lazy teenager, saying, that's why the Hidden Leaf seems so weak now. Naruto says, no, the Hidden Leaf is pretty strong. See, watch this. Almighty push. And A shot halfway across the land of iron. Everyone is shocked as A hit the ground, just covered in blood and bruises, getting back up, but barely. He closed himself in a lightning cloak, rushing towards the base again, until only to hit Naruto in the face like full power. But Naruto caught his fist and threw him to the ground, saying, see, you're too weak. And, well, I guess old people should be weak. He sat on A's back, saying, alright, well, I'm here to make a truce. Well, As Gaara, I can revitalize any territory you guys have. I'm pretty strong user of wood release, any jutsu really. I don't even need hand seals. Now, if I want to, I can short any small country around us if they need it, and they'll be our allies against you. So how about this? Help me cause world peace. In exchange, world peace will kill the Akatsuki. Seem fair? Unagi says, "You look familiar, brat. You look like the fourth Hokage." I says, "Yeah, my dad. Who cares?" I'm frozen not knowing that Naruto knew that. Naruto knows it. In 2 years, he's mastered Kurama. Kurama's a pretty easy fight for him. He could beat Kurama at 4 years old. You think at the age of 16 he'd master the Nine Tails when I said he could beat him at 4 years old? Yeah, full mastery. He met Kushina and everything. He gets him 1 and 2 just for fun. So yeah. With this, everyone shocked, and he even went in case in one saying he's a perfect trick on top of that. He also uses every jutsu in the Land of Fire. Not Gohan, Land of Fire. So, fight him, or just be allies. So yeah. So, Onmaki decides to be allies, and, Alright, yeah. So, this would be allies. And after they went on some road for like a day, just bringing back all the territories to their full ability, even small countries. By the time he's done, everyone has perfect atmosphere and everything. Even the hidden mist is perfect. They have bridges and everything spanning out all the way to Konoha, all the way to other villages. They're perfect. Plus, they won't wear down through nature. They'd be worn down with like items and explosives. Point where no one has to complain about anything. They have enough wealth, enough everything. Point where the Akatsuki doesn't need anything. So yeah, one person also there's Kisame is in the Akatsuki as well, but he's not like kind of on his own. So yeah, if anything, he's like Pain's partner now, or Obito's partner, because everyone else is dead. But there's less options, honestly, to attack Konoha using a new path of Pain. Well, why would just be the corpse of Deidara and Sorcery, and Hidan and Kakuzu, as they found the corpse of both of them, but of all of them. The new path of Pain, Itachi, Kisame, not Kisame, fuck. Kakuzu, Hidan, and Deidara, and Sorcery. Those are the new path of Pain, along with 2 randoms. They'd all attack Konoha with Kisame with them, but Kisame started against Itachi, and Itachi like fights Kisame, saying he's been in Kisame's shoes before. He almost had to kill his whole family, or his whole clan. But actually shocked Kisame, saying, what happened? How'd you change it? And Kisame, and this is like Itachi's like, I met our sixth Hokage. He saved my clan. All he did was use some of his power to actually save to kind of just beat the person who kind of was telling me to do it. And he made it unknown. That's why my clan's alive right now. Which keeps me like, so someone beat up one of your village in secret, and your village is still sane, and your clan's alive. It's like, yeah, but it was pretty hard, because no one would believe him even if he said it, because he was 7 years old. Which actually shocked Kisame. He knew that the Sixth Hokage was young, but that young? But eventually Itachi says, just because they have enough in common, he'll spare Kisame's life. So with that, he knocked Kisame by putting him under Genjutsu. And then, Obito attacks Itachi, but Itachi's completely healthy, has an EMS, a mastered EMS at that. And because Naruto knows that Hashirama cells would be good for any Uchiha, he gave Hashirama cells to basically Itachi, Shisui, Fugaku, and Sasuke. Sasuke's on the verge of a Rinnegan. So is Itachi, so Shisui, and Fugaku. They're on the verge of Rinnegans. So this, Obito's not winning this fight at all. Obito lost horribly. So, yeah. Well, not horribly, but he lost that fight by a long shot. Itachi almost lost, but it was a lot more obvious for Obito to lose. And Pain has to fight against Fugaku, Kakashi, Sasuke. And most group are barely able to beat him, but Jiraiya fought with them and beat him pretty easily. Well, he beat Konoha and Nagato, not Pain, but he convinced Nagato to go to Konoha. And then they started to unmask Obito, revealing it to be Obito, not Tobi, or Madara Uchiha. But Naruto decided to actually kind of grab his head from behind and start interrogating him, and George warps all of his memories, making Madara the whole bad guy of his life, and revealing all of Madara's evil schemes in more blatant obviousness. He made Obito realize what he did wrong, and apologized profusely, saying that he deserves execution. But Naruto says no, he will be serving a light sentence. After this, he'll basically be doing missions outside Konoha as his payment. So yeah. With this, once this is over, Naruto's an ally Konoha now, and not to even restore his body. And with this, well, they have a lot of people in Konoha now. Naruto, by the age of 19, married Hinata. They even have a son named Boruto. Naruto also married Karin, and she has a daughter from her named Himawari. So yeah, Himawari is born to, well, actually, Boruto should be born to Karin, or actually, no, probably not. Karin and Naruto have a son named Menma, and then he also had twins named Himawari and Boruto. So yeah. Then Sasuke still married Sakura and had Sarada with her, same time that like Boruto and Himawari were born. But yeah, Menma is not just his oldest kid at, well, hold up. But I think Boruto and Himawari would be like near the same ages in canon, because Naruto's like 32 canonically in Boruto, so like 19 years ago, that's like the same age. So Menma is older by like 2 years. He's born not long after Naruto had saved the world, so yeah. But yeah, now with this, well, basically there's like a group exploring other dimensions, as Naruto discovered those a while ago. The one exploring them happens to be, well, Shisui, Nagato, Sasuke, and Obito. Let's first explore other dimensions, as they all have Rinnegan. Sasuke has them in 2 eyes, so is Nagato, and Obito has 1 Rinnegan. Shisui has 1 Rinnegan as well. So yeah. Naruto also has 1 Rinnegan, but he has a Tenseigan in his other eyes. He found out about Tenseigan a while ago from Toneri. Toneri tried to communicate with Hyuga, but Naruto kind of objected. He kind of just caught him that signal, took it from Toneri all over to him, and we had talking to Toneri via like telepathy. And told Toneri that he saved the world already. He kind of gave him all basically equal stats besides his own village. But because his village has higher stats, and obviously because he's in there, no one would dare attack. There was barely any crime at all either way. If Toneri wants, he can come down here and not live in isolation. The Osutsuki can continue on through him. So yeah, which Toneri didn't actually think about, but he did think about it. But he left like a year later, coming down to Earth, in order to let him live with the Hyuga. So yeah. Then after finding out Tenseigan, he put it in his own eye, in his other eye, that he didn't have like a Sharingan or Rinnegan in it. So yeah. And eventually does lead on to like Shin Uchiha, but Shin Uchiha was revealed a lot earlier from Orochimaru. And Orochimaru kind of just like helps him kill Shin Uchiha. So yeah. So there's one about Danzo. He's in prison now. Kind of just rots in prison. Something happens to actually, well, it was Kisame for a bit, but yeah. Kisame kind of just left eventually, and yeah. Yeah, so we go forward again, basically over to like probably just Momoshiki and Kinshiki, but the group that travels dimensions are a lot stronger than canon by like a lot. So yeah, Kinshiki tried to like fight them. Obito just went face through him, grabbed his heart from behind and tore it out. Or not tore it out, kind of like phased the hand through his chest and crushed his heart, completely killing him, which no one expected from not no one, but Momoshiki and Kinshiki didn't expect it. Momoshiki tried to absorb Obito, thought he thinks he's like a clone or something, but no, it was just ninjutsu. So yeah, with this, Momoshiki kind of pressed to his limit, and he retreats. But eventually, he can just come to Konoha, but fights Naruto instead. Naruto's not powering up to any form, like his base form, and not have like 0 tails. No, he just beats him to a pulp, almost killing him. He spares his life, but then decides to snap his neck and kill him. So yeah. So Naruto beat Momoshiki relatively easily with like mainly one hand. It was a pretty easy fight. So yeah. Hold up. Alright, so with this, we go on again. Now it's basically just I guess Jigen. Or actually probably Delta first. Or actually finding Kabuki, which goes pretty similar as in canon. It's just Boruto easily clears it out. So, yeah. Also, Boruto's Shogun, Naruto knows about it and just kind of gave it to himself as well. Jigen kind of pretty easy for Naruto to get access to if he can kind of just alter his body to wherever he wants it to. So, yeah. Or just his chakra, really, and his chakra can kind of give him kick a Genkai. So, yeah. His chakra and DNA are pretty similar, so, yeah. Well, he'll just magic. But he knows a lot about Shogun ability, so he doesn't really mind it. Yeah, so basically find Kabuki. Kabuki's like, you know, this is all my abilities and everything, and I'm like my edgelord. But Naruto fixed that pretty quickly. Then Delta would fight Naruto, but Delta will first he kidnaps Himawari. What's with the first mistake is Naruto just like appeared in front of her, trying to tear off her head and just destroying it completely. He was just mad about that. So, yeah. Koji doesn't exist because Jiraiya's alive, so yeah. Amato's also like safe in Konoha, and Naruto was a tech genius, so it was pretty good. Konoha's a lot more advanced than canon as well, but so are other villages. But yeah, we go on again now. It's basically just Jigen attacking, but Jigen attack Naruto's house. And Kakashi kind of on like not Kakashi. Itachi and Kakashi are on an off day right now, but they fight Jigen. They don't win, and they kind of lose pretty easily, actually. But it was enough for Naruto and the Dimension Squad to arrive. And they pretty easily just body Jigen as a group. So Jigen dead. Kawaki doesn't have a karma anymore, but Amado gives him like a fake one, or like an artificial one. Code wants his limiters removed, and when that's about to happen, well, Naruto basically ended up kind of interfering, and killing Code. Code is not that strong to Naruto. Naruto body Jigen with literally one hand. He's not that strong. To come into Naruto, that is. So yeah. Going forward again, we go on to like maybe Ada, her brother, and her brother. Boom. We'll simply just blow apart whatever area they're on. The damage can affect Naruto. Who cares? He can tank it. His body's good. He can generate on such a good level. It doesn't matter. His brother's kind of sent into space by Naruto, and he just dies up there. Telekinesis, he has that too, but it's not really a main ability of his. He doesn't really use it. He has it, but doesn't use it. Simple as that. So with this, we're setting this what if. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry I talked too fast, but I'm tired. Trying to sleep. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed. Adios.